Amidst the chaos of the battlefield, David leads his army to triumph against the Philistines. The clash of steel and the roar of battle echo as David's forces strategically outmaneuver the Syrians. In a decisive moment, David stands tall, his army's strength overwhelming the Edomites. Amidst the grandeur of his throne room, David sits, embodying regal authority and profound humility. Gifts and spoils pile high before him, testaments to battles won, yet David's gaze remains fixed on a higher purpose. These treasures will be dedicated to the Lord, who has granted us these victories. David's voice resonates with sincere devotion. David approaches the temple priests, bearing treasures as offerings. Humbled, David kneels before the altar, head bowed in reverence. In a moment of deep devotion, David prays, "Thank you, God, for your blessings. I seek your continued guidance." David moves among the bustling city streets, a beacon of hope and justice for his people. A woman approaches David, desperation etched on her face, seeking justice against a powerful landowner. David listens with unwavering patience, his eyes reflecting empathy and resolve as he absorbs her plea. With a voice of authority and compassion, David renders a just verdict, reaffirming his unwavering commitment to fairness and equality. Messengers arrive, cloaked in dust, their solemn expressions heralding grave news. The air grows heavy as they announce the passing of King Nahash of Ammon. David's brow furrows as he recalls Nahash's past kindness. A resolve hardens within David as he declares, "We must honor the memory of those who have shown us goodwill." Across the stark landscape, David's messengers journey toward Ammon, their figures dwarfed by the horizon. Carrying symbols of peace, they approach the city, unaware of the tension that awaits. Cloaked in shadows, Hanun's advisors watch with narrowed eyes, suspicion poisoning their thoughts. Whispers of distrust weave a web around the young ruler, sealing the messenger's fate. In Hanun's court, the air crackles with tension as Hanun, swayed by his advisors, orders a cruel humiliation. David's messengers stand helpless, their dignity stripped as their beards are shaved and garments slashed. Hanun's advisors sneer, their eyes gleaming with triumph as they revel in their perceived victory. David's messengers walk slowly on the road back to Jerusalem, their steps heavy with shame. Their clothes, torn and stained, tell a story of deep humiliation. David stands resolute, flanked by Joab and Abishai, ready to lead. The flickering torches cast long shadows, deepening the gravity of their war plans. "We must respond, but with wisdom and strength," David declares, his voice echoing in the dim room. "Let us prepare for war, but trust in the Lord for victory." On the battlefield, the armies of Israel and Ammon collide in a storm of steel and fury. From a distant hill, David kneels in solemn prayer, his silhouette stark against the morning sky. The air vibrates with the clash of steel, the cries of warriors, and the heavy sighs of the wounded. The sun blazes above the battlefield. Israeli soldiers surge forward, their faces set with grim resolve. Ammonite and Syrian forces falter, their lines buckling under the relentless Israeli assault. Joab, a seasoned commander, bellows commands, his voice cutting through the din of battle. Abishai, his brother, leads the charge, his sword a whirlwind of righteous fury. Israel secures a decisive victory, the battlefield strewn with the remnants of defeat. In the throne room, David receives Joab and Abishai, his expression a blend of relief and heartfelt gratitude. David expresses his thanks. "Joab, Abishai, your courage knows no bounds. I thank you both for your unwavering service." David acknowledges the divine. "We have achieved victory, but let us not forget who truly granted us this success. It was God who guided our hands and strengthened our resolve." David returns to the temple, seeking solace and guidance in the sacred space. He kneels in humble prayer, offering sacrifices to the heavens. In quiet devotion, he reaffirms his faith, seeking continued guidance. Bathed in triumphant sunlight, David stands tall, his presence igniting waves of jubilation throughout the city streets. As the crowd erupts in cheers, David raises his hands, a gesture commanding silence, his eyes reflecting a heavy burden of leadership. His voice resonates with conviction. "We have achieved victory, a triumph hard, earned and well-deserved. But victory alone is not enough," he exhorts. "We must remember the principles that guide us: justice, compassion, and unwavering faith." With impassioned sincerity, he proclaims, "Let us live in peace and harmony, bound together by mutual respect and understanding." His voice filled with divine reverence, he concludes, "And let us always strive to follow God's commandments, for they are the foundation of our strength and the path to true righteousness." In the solitude of his private chambers, David sits cloaked in shadows, candlelight dancing on his troubled brow. Silence fills the room, broken only by the soft crackling of the fire. He prays for wisdom and strength to continue leading his people with justice and compassion. David tends his sheep in the serene countryside, his presence a gentle harmony with the land. He pauses, seeking solace and renewal in the quiet solitude of nature. In a moment of profound connection, he renews his bond with God. The royal court bursts with color as foreign dignitaries arrive, their retinues a tapestry of exotic grandeur. David, the king, stands firm, a beacon of calm amidst the opulent chaos, prepared to steer his nation's course through diplomacy. He extends a hand in greeting, his ears open to the whispers of alliance and the promises of trade. With measured words and unwavering integrity, David seeks to forge a legacy of trust, ensuring Israel's place among the nations. Amidst the bustling construction site, David stands as a figure of authority and integrity, overseeing the creation of vital infrastructure. His watchful eye ensures the roads take shape, the wells are dug, and the fortifications rise, all for the betterment of his community. Every action, every decision, is guided by a profound commitment to ethics and the well-being of his people. David sits on his throne, a figure of solemn authority amidst the hushed court. Before him, petitioners stand, their faces a canvas of worry and hope. He listens intently, his gaze sharp yet filled with compassion. He nods slowly, absorbing every detail of their pleas, his hands poised to deliver justice. The air is heavy with anticipation, every breath held in the balance of his decision. David moves along the lines of soldiers, his sharp gaze assessing each one. He pauses, making small adjustments to their gear, ensuring readiness. The air vibrates with anticipation as the soldiers stand rigidly at attention, their faces set with grim resolve. David's voice cuts through the tension. Discipline, courage, and loyalty. These are the pillars upon which our nation stands. We must embody them to defend against any threat. A prophet arrives at David's court, radiating authority and reverence. David listens intently, his gaze unwavering, respect etched on his face. David nods slowly, internalizing the divine message. With profound humility, David bows his head, committing himself to God's will. Amid the vibrant tapestry of the festival, David dances with abandon. His voice joins the chorus, singing praises and gratitude to the heavens. He shares in the collective joy, his face radiant with devotion. David sits at his desk, a wave of concern flooding his face as he absorbs the message in his hands. He rises abruptly, a determined glint igniting in his eyes. With renewed purpose, David begins issuing orders, orchestrating a flurry of relief efforts. David stands vigilant, his gaze sweeping across the city walls, a silent promise of protection against any threat. He examines the stones, his touch a reassurance of strength and resilience. David's face reflects his solemn vow to safeguard his people, a beacon of hope against the shadows. David sits upon his majestic throne, embodying the essence of a just and righteous king. His presence commands the attention of his advisors and the multitude of people gathered before him. His reign is blessed by divine grace, a testament to his unwavering faith, commitment to justice, and boundless compassion.